Corey Connor's with us here. Corey, you're in the Bridge City in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, obviously for a great cause. But I got to ask, have you spent much time in Saskatchewan? Is this your first trip? You've been here before?
Yeah, I've been here a couple times back in my early pro days and playing on the Canadian Tour, or PGA Tour Americas, as it's now called. Been here a couple times, but excited to be back.
Raising money for kids or raising money for the air ambulance, Synergy 8, what they do up there, it's amazing. I think it's over $13 million over the years. In your state now, professional golfer, you've grinded to get where you have been, but it must be nice to be able to kind of give back, to see the benefits, especially for kids.
Yeah, you nailed it. I feel really fortunate to be able to do something I love, and love being able to give back, and hopefully helping them raise more money for such a great cause. My wife and I have started a family foundation back in Ontario to kind of help kids, and use some of my time to help in our local community. But it's great to be able to travel across Canada like I am now, and be able to give back and try and help out some other great causes too.
Man, you're coming off a week too. T4 at the Tour Championship. I gotta say, I'm a little bit of a degen. I had you to win outright, so I was rooting hard for you on the betting line side of things. But a nice weekend for you there. How do you sum up that week?
Yeah, obviously finished in style there. Had a great day on Sunday. Disappointing opening round, really, beginning to the tournament. Felt like I played well, just couldn't get the ball in the hole. Struggled on the greens, but fortunately got it figured out. I guess better late than never to still give myself a nice finish, and having the low round of the day, shooting I think probably my low round of the season on Sunday, final round of the FedEx Cup. Playoffs was a good way to finish it off.
Yeah, that was something else. Are you guys at all like us pigeons? 8, 10, whatever handicaps we are. Do you dissect your rounds after? Do you sit around with guys and tell stories that no one wants to hear about, shots that you should have had or putts that would have went in?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, more so to my wife probably. She may not want to be hearing any of that, but she's good to listen to sometimes when you got to vent a little bit. After the first day, just kind of maximized my score. There was a lot of things I felt like I did well, but just nothing was going my way. So definitely trying to dissect around, trying to figure out what went wrong, but just didn't have anything going for me. But some of that with the other guys, but I'm lucky my family gets to travel with me a little bit, and they were there. So try and get away from golf when I'm off the course and be a dad. For sure. When you were a youngster, obviously Canadian and all that, who did you look up to golf wise when you were young? I think Mike Weir was a huge inspiration for me. Was pretty much, when he won the Masters in 2003 was pretty much when I was getting, into golf a little more seriously, and watching what he did there, what it meant for Canada was really cool. It was awesome, to watch him kind of be that aspiring age when he won the Masters, and I was a big Tiger Woods fan, but I had a lot of supporters back home as well. My family was, really supportive, and gave me opportunities to try and achieve my dreams. But definitely looked up to Mike Weir the most.
You went to Kent State. What's with Kent State really liking Canadian golfers? Like Hughes went there, Pendrith went there. Was there scouting that someone was doing, or why Kent State so pro Canadian?
Yeah, there's a legendary coach at Kent State, Herb Page. He retired a handful of years ago, but coached there for about 40 years, and he was originally from the Toronto area in Canada. And was kind of one of the first coaches to recruit north of the border. I think since then, some of the other bigger schools have taken notice and are not afraid to recruit in Canada. But there was a little bit of a Canadian pipeline. I grew up playing golf with those guys a little bit, and was pretty good friends with Mac Hughes in our junior golf days. So it was sort of an easy decision, comfortable place with some familiar faces and really great golf program.
I think you missed Julian Edelman by a couple of years. I'm a big Patriots fan, so that was always like Kent State.
Yeah, I got to meet him a few times. He was great to come back there once in a while and give back. Obviously, a superstar in the NFL, and he was actually quarterback. I'm sure you probably know that, being a big Pats fan. But he was a quarterback at Kent State, and then came obviously receiver in the NFL.
I love asking kind of golf guys this one. When you go back to your days when you're talking about you're on the lesser tours and you're grinding to get to where you are, what do you remember? What was the longest drive or turnaround that you had to get from event to event to make it work? Sometimes golfers have some crazy ones.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Nothing really comes to mind too extraordinary for me. Driving down to Florida for the winters, my first couple of years as a pro, but that was just kind of at my own pace. I would say I was fortunate. I had a good college career. Was able to get some decent sponsorship dollars from the get-go. So kind of was able to, when I was playing on the Latin America tour all over South America, I was able to fly around there. So not a lot of crazy long drives or trips, but some interesting places in South America or Latin America, playing tournaments in Nicaragua, Honduras. Pretty eye-opening, but pretty cool experiences.
Corey Connors is joining us here on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Do you feel, is there a sense for you that you're kind of playing for Canada every week when you're out on tour? Like it's not a national event by any means, but so many people up here are rooting for you guys with that Canadian flag beside you.
Yeah, for sure. It's really cool. There seems to be Canadians at every event supporting, myself and all the other Canadians. There's a great group of young Canadians right now on the tour, and hopefully that continues to grow. But we feel the love, from people who are there, from people back home, from people all across the country, and we're all really proud to represent Canada, and we definitely feel the support that everybody gives us from across the country.
When you were at the Olympics and you were representing Canada, was there a moment that you pinched yourself and was kind of like, gee, I didn't think I would ever get to the Olympics?
Yeah, it was played in 2 Olympics now, and both experiences have been incredible. I think the atmosphere, just the first tee shot hitting in the tournament, and you got the Canadian flag on your shirt and carrying around the Canadian golf bag. Pretty amazing feeling. Knowing that you're representing your country, and proud Canadian, and it was really a dream come true. I've been fortunate to represent Canada many times in junior golf and amateur golf, but to do it at the Olympics, kind of the biggest stage, in sports, is really amazing and very memorable.
A couple more here. I got to ask you about the Ryder Cup going to Bethpage Black. I'm fortunate enough I got to play it a few times. What a track that is. What are your thoughts on just that New York, that Long Island, fan base that's going to be so pro-American? Are you looking forward to watching it? And it's going to be pretty wild, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to watching it. I think the Europeans are in for a wake up with the atmosphere. But I also think if the U.S. team doesn't perform, I think the fans there are going to be crazy enough that they might boo their own team if they're playing poorly. So they'll be behind the U.S. if things are going well. But the fans, particularly in that part of the country, are really passionate, and it'll be a crazy atmosphere, I'm sure, the whole week. But I'm looking forward to watching. Obviously, most of the guys on both teams, and hopefully it's a good battle, and I'm sure they'll have some fun. Were
you surprised that Keegan Bradley, maybe you knew this a while ago because it sounds like he made the decision a while ago. Were you surprised that he's not one of his captain's pick, that he's going to play? It's kind of a selfless move, right, to put the other guys in that he thinks can give him the best chance?
Yeah, I think Keegan was in a tough spot. I kind of feel for him. I feel like, maybe if somebody else was captain, he probably would have got a pick. I wasn't expecting him to pick himself at this point. I think if it was 3 months ago, he was in really good form. I think it would have been a no-brainer to put himself on the team, as challenging as that may be. But I don't think he's played quite as well knows he'd like the last little bit, been a little bit more inconsistent. I know he's had a lot of things on his mind, having to make these picks that have probably affected his game a little bit. But he'll be a good leader for those guys, and I kind of feel for him that he's a captain instead of playing. Mm-hmm. I do think he could very easily be on the team, but he was in a tough spot, like you said. I think he needed to pick somebody else, just how things had been going, and regardless, they've got a strong team. All
right, Corey Connor's last one, and I'm sure you've been asked this one a lot, but I've never heard the answer, and I've never asked you. So you only can play one golf course for the rest of your life, or you got one more round of golf to play. You get to play one course. What course are you playing?
I got to go Augusta National. It's such a magical place. Pretty easy answer for me. Got to play in a number of Masters now, and every time you get there, you're on property. It's a special feeling. So it's unlike anything else.
I lied. What course did you grow up playing on?
Yeah, the Listowel Golf Course is in Listowel, Ontario. Great, straight little track in the middle of southwestern Ontario. 27 holes, and that's a close second. I grew up playing there. Yeah. It's a meaningful place to me, and I enjoy every round that I get to play there.
Corey, thanks so much for doing this. Thanks for coming to Saski and helping out the kids with the Synergy 8 guys, and continued success out there waving that Canadian flag.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.